Good morning, campers. I am on my way, not to the Foothills Trail, which was what I should have been doing starting last week, but I am on my way to the Savage Gulf State Natural Area, which is about to be a park, I guess, and I am going to do a 2-night backpacking trip there. I was supposed to do the Foothills Trail, and life just intervened. I've got a bunch of stuff going on, and it was just too much to be gone for 9 days, basically. I just didn't see how I could manage it. So I had to put that on hold once again, which is disappointing, but this will help make up for it. Just need to get out in the woods and do the backpacking thing. So it's not going to be a lot of mileage, and there are going to be some water issues. I talked to the ranger, and there should be water, but he wasn't promising anything. So I'm humping more water than I would normally want to carry. I'm just going to hope for the best. I may have to change my route a little bit. We'll see today if I feel like I need to get to the spring that is probably the most likely place where there will be water. It's not going to be hot, which is good. So if I chug some water before I leave the car, hopefully I'll be good for a while. So that's the plan, and I will be there soon and start walking. And we're on trail. Just started. It's a little after 9, which is a little bit later than I had originally planned, but you know, stuff happens, and it's a 2-hour drive to get here. So we are in good time. It is a beautiful day. It's about 60 degrees right now. Not going to get much over 70, I don't think. So perfect weather. It's fall. It's beautiful. Lots of fall colors. And it should be a really good hike. And I will record interesting things as they occur. I have to admit, these bridges are not my favorite. They bounce a lot. It kind of freaks me out. But at least there's nobody else around to make it bounce any more than I am, which is pretty much. Is some water, so that's good. I don't need any since I just started, but of course, that'll probably be the only water I encounter. That's the way it works. The law of averages on water. Oh, up and down, up and down, up and down. I do these slowly. I'm a chicken. We're at a beautiful overlook. Can't see so much of the fall colors because so much of this is conifers. It goes down a little further. But you know, if you go down, you got to come back up. So I think I'm good here. So we've got lots of pretty leaves on the ground, but not so many in the trees. I guess it's just enough colder over here. It's not very far from my place, 2 hours. But most of the leaves have come off now. And most of them are still hanging on in my neck of the woods, but not so much here. It's 72 degrees and pretty humid feeling, so it's not It's not cool, but it's not too bad. I am heading for Stagecoach Road campsite, which is actually my campsite tomorrow night. So I'm going to stop there for lunch and check out the water situation there. So I know on the way back what I need to do about water. That will help me decide if there's water there. That will help me a lot. So we're hoping that that will be the case. Well, I found the fall colors. Yay. So down in the Gulf, there are some pretty fall colors that you can see. That's the North Rim across the Gulf over there. I'm on the South Rim Trail. Very pretty. I am making my lunch. This is a tortilla with apple pieces, raisins, and walnuts, which I'm about to roll up and eat. It's pretty yummy. What do you say to myself? I get kind of bored with just the peanut butter, so adding some things that you can chew makes it a little bit better. Found the water. I mean, it's not the most ideal water in the whole world, but it's fine. It seems clean. And, you know, I have a filter. You always prefer running water, but this is, I'm sure, spring-fed, so it's fine. Come on, go in there. Go in there. Blow the bubbles out. Got a nice overlook here. You can really see how far down it goes. Pretty far. I'm not getting any closer to the edge than this. I don't have a death wish, but I love those big rocky cliffs. And that tree, it's broken off at the top. It's probably dead, but I don't know, maybe not. Seems to be hanging in there somehow. I would just like to speak for a moment about a little known hazard, or a little spoken of hazard of hiking, which is dry leaves. People all think, oh, wet leaves are bad. Wet leaves at least stick together. I have had the hardest time today. It's ridiculous. I mean, I hike all the time. But there's a lot of leaf litter here, and it hasn't rained much at all in the last 3 months. It's been very, very dry. So all the leaves are completely dry. And when one leaf rubs across another dry leaf, they just slide. So my very lovely Ultra Lone Peaks grip happily to the top of the leaf, and then the leaf slides over the bottom leaf. And I've had several near falls just because of this, where it feels like I'm perfectly secure, and then one leaf slips over the other leaf. So I'm slowed down a bit by that, just because I'm really conscious that it's happening, and there's so many leaves. Every so often you get a more coniferous area and it's not so bad, but mostly through here it's deciduous, and they're big leaves, and I guess because it hasn't rained, they haven't broken down much. So they're big and dry and slippery. So anyway, just something to look out for in the fall. Another bouncy bridge, and this is normally a pretty much, river with these huge boulders. I've seen it when it's full. Right now, all we've got is that, which I'll have to go down and get, but it's a ways down there. I don't know. It may not be worth it. It's only like a mile to camp, so there's no water at camp, but I've got quite a bit. So hopefully that'll be enough. This is a trail right now. Slowed down considerably. It's just a big giant boulder field, which normally I really like, but I really like to get to camp sometime soon, and this is really slowing me down. I should be coming up on it pretty soon, but it keeps looking farther and farther away on the map the slower and slower I go. Hopefully soon. Well, famous last words. 5 minutes after I filmed the boulder field and noted that it was slowing me down and dangerous, I fell. It was, honestly, I don't even see how I could have prevented it. I was teetering on one rock trying to find some place to put my foot, and I put my trekking pole down into some leaves and got something firm. So I put my foot there. Turns out the trekking pole was on the only firm thing there, and my foot went through, and I just went arse over tea kettle. Hit the side of my head. I seem fine, hopefully. Bruised up just below my knee, and actually I also bent my trekking pole. So let's see, which one is it? There, I don't know if you can see. It's bent. See, it's supposed to be straight, and it's bent. So, yay that 1 year return for any reason thing at REI. I will be taking advantage of that, I guess. So I'm here in camp, thank God. There's my tent, and I am cooking dinner now. I've got my bear hang set up. It's not perfect, that's for sure. It's really not, but it's the best I can do. So it's just gonna it'll have to do. So I feel lucky to be here, honestly. It was not a good fall, and it was one of those falls where it could have been way, way, way worse. I mean, I think if I hadn't had my trekking pole broke my fall. If I hadn't had it, either I would have hit my head a lot harder, or I would have put my arm out. Either way, it would have been pretty bad. So I'm feeling, sorry, I've got raisins in my teeth. Feeling pretty lucky, honestly, about that. So I'm going to eat, and I'm going to probably make an early night of it. There's like no obvious campfire wood around here at all, and I'm tired. I don't feel like wandering around looking for it, so I don't think I'm going to bother. It's been pretty dry. There's not a burn ban, but it doesn't seem like a really good thing to do. So I think I'll probably just go read for a while and just relax. I expect I'm going to be pretty sore tomorrow with these places on my legs, but hey, did almost 15 miles today, which is a little bit more than I thought it was going to be. Gaia wasn't letting me track exactly. I don't know. I need to learn more about Gaia, I guess, because it really wasn't letting me figure out. Like, I know the whole route, but I don't know, like, here to here and here to here. I was trying to figure that out. I'll keep working on it. Anyway, good night, and we'll see you in the morning. Here's my tent in the dark. Got my headlamp on, so make it dead and weird. It's kind of a end of the sunset. Looks actually way brighter on the video than it is. It's almost dark. Anyway, I feel better having eaten. So I'm saying an official good night. Good morning, campers. Well, the good news is I am still here. I admit to being a little bit concerned that, I hit my head pretty hard. Maybe I had a subdural hematoma. But I don't think I did because I'm still alive and I feel fine. I realized it was a stupid risk to take, but there's no way I was going to hit that SOS button and get hauled out of here. It just wasn't going to happen. I feel all right. I mean, where my head hit was right on my ear, right where my glasses are. And so what actually hurts is where the glasses got pushed into my ear. That's what really hurts. I don't even have like a lump. So I think it maybe felt at the time worse than it really was, which is good. And I've got some scrapes and bruises and stuff on my legs. But otherwise, I feel okay. It was, I think the low, I think it's 48 now. So chilly, but not super, super cold. I have issues with my hands and feet though, so 48 is pretty cold for those. They're not the happiest this morning, but they will survive, and I will get some hand warmers on my hands with my gloves later on. And right now I'm having breakfast, and then I think I will get back in my quilt for a little while and with my clothes for the day and let them warm up while I read, and then take off, because the thought of putting on cold clothes right now is not the most appealing. So I'll let them get all toasty in my quilt, and then I will get going for the day. Well, we're on the road again. It's all ups and downs and rocks here, so going really slowly. And this is Cedar Falls. Not much to write home about right now because we're in the middle of a drought. I was hoping I could get water here, but it's a long way down. I'm not going to do it. There's supposed to be a spring coming up, so that's the plan. Definitely going slowly between the fact that it is rocky and lots of ups and downs and leaves covering things, and what happened yesterday. I'm not taking any risks, so it's going to be a slow day, but it should be less miles today. Again, I can't really tell on Gaia what the mileage is between one thing and the other, and I got to figure that out, but just based on looking, it's not as far, so it should be okay. Here's the top of Cedar Falls. I've been here, and I've forgotten, but it all starts here and then down under the suspension bridge and down that way, but not happening today, that's for sure. I could get down there and get water, it wouldn't be so bad, but I think I'll just wait for the spring that's coming up. So lots more of this. I suspect this is going to be much of today because it's down in the Gulf, not up on the ridge. So yeah, it's going to be a slower day, that's for sure. Just need to relax and deal with that and just do it. I tend to want to just power through, but that would not be smart today. Just got water surprising. I didn't expect it there, so I just grabbed it. There's a spring coming up, but there's sort of a blue blaze out to it. So if I have enough water, I don't have to do that. If I still need water at that point, I'll go in. But I figured I'd take it while it was there, unexpectedly. And I wanted to show off a new piece of my gear. It's a tiny little piece of gear. This, which is one of those keychains that, you know, comes out like this. And the reason I got it is my pepper spray. It occurred to me that where I had my pepper spray attached to my pack, I had to remove it in order to use it. And it's hard, you know, you're trying to, even like not in extremis, I found it took me several seconds to get it off. This way, all I have to do is pull it out and spray it. I don't spend a lot of time worrying about personal safety in that way, but it also doesn't make much sense to be schlepping the 2 ounces if I can't even use it. So this allows me to use it, and I thank the person on, I think it was one of the backpacking Facebook groups. She was using it for another purpose, but it occurred to me, oh, I could totally use that for my pepper spray. So it seems to work, and I hope I'll never actually need to use it, but if I do, I can reach it. So I'm now at Sawmill Campground, Sawmill something campground. I did find some water unexpectedly a little while ago, and I got that. Figured, why not? And so I've got full water bottles. It occurred to me that not everybody might know what this thing is on my water bottle. It is a Sawyer Squeeze water filter. You can either attach the Sawyer Squeeze to bags. There are special bags made for the Sawyer Squeeze. There's also a Ceanoc bag, does the same thing, but it's sturdier. And then you squeeze directly through the Sawyer into a receptacle, into your smart water bottle or a water bladder, whatever you're going to use. I am of the camp that prefers to avoid the middleman. There's just no point in doing that extra step. To me, I'm going to drink it anyway. So it just gets attached to my smart water bottle, and I have a smart water sport cap attached to the top, and then I can just squeeze, and it goes right through the filter, cleans the water, and I've got it, and I don't have to take that extra step. So that's just how I prefer to do it. Everybody's different. So the next thing we're going to be doing is Stagecoach Road, which is a very steep up. It is a long, steep, miserable up. I have not been looking forward to it. More on that later. So here we go. This is actually an old stagecoach road. That's why it's called Stage Road. There's some, oh, you can't see them, informational thingies here. But basically, this entire thing was built by enslaved people because nobody else would have ever done it. If you had any choice in the matter, you certainly wouldn't have done it. Involved taking huge boulders and piling them up. There are several places where the whole road basically had to be built from scratch on giant boulders. So it's got a sad history. And it's pretty much 1.6 miles up. So I won't be filming a lot because I'm about to start breathing really hard. See you at the top. This is what a lot of the stage road looks like. These big boulders that were previously used to shore up something associated with the road. And right now a lot of the boulders that make up the road are hidden by leaves, but they are there. I mean, basically the whole thing is big boulders to be able to support the stagecoach. So pretty much that's what the road is. And there are whole sections where there was like a gully or something, and they basically filled the entire gully. Let's see if I come to one of those, I'll film it, but basically filled the whole gully with giant rocks to, you know, make a place for stagecoach. It's pretty amazing and, you know, sad considering that the people who were doing it were being forced to do it. This is an example of, you don't see it, this is pretty much how the road is everywhere, but you can't see it in most places. And here's a place where you can see it, where it's been intentionally built up on the downside of the hill so that the stagecoach can cross. And it's pretty much, I mean, this is the way it is all along. It's just mostly, in most places you can't see it because, you know, dirt and leaf litter have covered it, but it's still there underneath. Here's a really good example of building up the sides of the downside of the road. That was all hand done. And that's underneath the dirt and the leaves in most places. It's just we can't see it in most places. Here it makes a hard right turn, so we're able to see it from the trail. It's very interesting. I'm at the Stage Road campsite. And look who I found. A little fuzzy guy. A cute fuzzy guy. Hey, cute fuzzy guy. Haven't seen much wildlife, so this is nice. Ugh, still got my pack on. Hard to get up. This is the campsite. Very nice. Little fire ring. We'll see if I feel more motivated to go look for firewood. I don't see any, just sitting about. Sometimes nice people leave it. There's these two big ones, but that's about it. We shall see. I'm going to go get my tent set up. So dinner tonight is dehydrated potatoes with dehydrated vegetables added. And the rest of the broccoli florets, which I brought from home to go last night with my vegan mac and cheese. So I'm going to mix those in with the potatoes and have that. It sounds really delicious. I love those dehydrated potatoes. I just get the regular plain kind, nothing added, so it's just potatoes. It's perfectly good for you. Not a lot of junk added. It's a very pretty evening. Beautiful weather. I found a really good place for my bear bag, which is good. There weren't a lot of options, but there was a very handy tree in just the right position, so I took it. Good morning, campers. It is day 3, and I am leaving camp now. Just left camp, got some water. It's a short day today. I think it's 5 or 6 miles. Just nothing back to the car. Which that's fine on the last day. That's good. And I think it's been a really good trip. Only one near disaster. So I think that's pretty good for 3 days. Last night was lovely, not too cold. Although, to say I was not completely warm in my quilt, which is a 20-degree quilt. So not sure what that means. I did bring it's a new quilt for me. I did bring a Sea to Summit liner, which I didn't use because I shouldn't have needed to use it in those temperatures. I'm not sure what's up with that. I may talk to the manufacturer about the straps. Maybe there's something I'm doing wrong that it's letting in drafts. I don't know. But it wasn't terrible. It just made me wonder what it would be like if it was, 20. And it is a comfort rated quilt, not survival rated. So, I mean, I should have been toasty warm at what was it? 55 degrees, I think, last night. I mean, not cold. So I will have to look into that. So I'll probably close out again when I get to the car, but just wanted to touch base as we get going this morning. Well, I made it back to the car. It's a total of 29 miles in 3 days. The first day was 14.5. The second day was 8.5, and today was 6, just over 6. So it's 29 miles, pretty good. And as I said, no disasters except the first day, and it wasn't a disaster; it was just a near disaster. So we'll take that. Signing off now from Savage Gulf State Park.